Hey everybody, how you doing? It's the big bad goose. Nah, that's my favorite character. I don't know how to start these things, so I just figured I want something familiar. Here I got a bit of a banger. It's probably one of my quote unquote like best matches that I had in terms of predictions and stuff like that. But we'll talk about the teams right now. Um, my team is my team comp is definitely poor, but it was all I had, and I wanted to have a little fun in the Paldea prologue. So this is what I had, and this is what I made do with. Looking at his team, I was definitely worried about the Tatsurugi Dodonzo combo. So, and I'd seen before people like to put them in the back line. And so with this option, I decided to start off Corviknight. Normally I start off Murkrow and Garchomp for a little fun. But this time I went with Corviknight because I knew usually with the Talonflame start, it's just going to Tailwind anyway, so there's no doubling down. There's no fire moves coming out of Talonflame to threaten my baby, my little crow. So we started with that, and then again, usually my back line is, it's like up for air. I usually put a Goldingo on there, my little snowboarding guy. But yeah, so this time I decided to put Murkrow and Goldingo in the back because again, I wanted to have something with a haze to definitely offset the possible the Donzo Tetsurugi combo in the back. But here we go, and he starts off with the Talonflame and the Great Tusk. Great Tusk definitely, again, a bit of a always a worry for me. But you know, the Tailwind races off. We start with the Tailwind, and I immediately go for the Rock Slide because I just wanted to see if I could get that out there. Actually, no. Taking a look at it, if I remembered, yeah, protected first, because I figured he was going to try and burn me. He was going to try and attempt an early, because I've seen it happen too. They go for an early Will-O-Wisp. But as we'll see in a few seconds, I pretty much played myself here, because he went for the Tailwind, which means next turn. What do you think he's going to do? Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, he's going to Will-O-Wisp me anyway, because that's pretty much, that's what you do as a support Talonflame. But here we go, getting a little chip on the Great Tusk, and then there goes my Crow. So here I figured he was going to toss out, the Great Tusk was going to toss out another close combat. I didn't think he was choice banned, but I figured, like, you know what, let's see, let's gamble a little bit, because again in my head I have a bit of a defeatist attitude. 1600, I'm just getting slammed. So here I was trying to again get that Talonflame out of there as quickly as possible because at the end of the day, I can still win a Tailwind war, especially when I have two Tailwinders. So I throw out the Goldingo, and I wanted to see if he would go for it. You know, if he was going to go for that close combat, and give me a moment of reprieve to kind of catch my footing here. And again, that's usually part of the mindset that we got here. So we go for the Rock Slide. As you can see, it does little to nothing on the the Great Tusk. But even burnt, it still does quite a bit on the Talonflame. And yep, he definitely went for the close combat. And again, I was like, whew. So I figured, you know what, let me... Okay, yeah, I went for the protect. Alright, just making sure. And here I kept going for the Rock Slide because I figured, why not? I don't think that the Great Tusk almost had a bit of a bull mentality. It saw red, and it just would not stop going for it. And here I guess he tried to double down. He really wanted to get rid of that Goldingo out of there. I like calling it Goldingo sometimes. And there it goes. So we got the Talonflame out of there, and again for me I'm thinking, okay, we could maybe do something with this. This is looking pretty okay, because again, you gotta remember, I have Corviknight, Murkrow, Goldingo, and Garchomp. So Goldingo and Garchomp are my main go-to guys for damage. They're not and here I am just like leaving them behind, hanging them out there to dry, especially with Garchomp already burnt. But here comes Electric Terrain, and man, do I hate terrains with the passion, because they last so damn long. So okay, so here I figured again, I was like, you know what, kind of like Dodo. He was gonna keep going with the, you know, he's like in the head, he's kind of like a step behind. So I figured, okay, let's try this again. Let's he's probably gonna go for Headlong Rush, which is a ground move. So let's set out the Corviknight, and the Corviknight's gonna dodge that one. Again, but I'm also being a bit weary because I have seen a few Terra Fairy Miraidons, so I protected just to see, just to scout what the next move was. And here I see a Snarl, and to me that was a bit off because I hadn't seen a Snarl on a Miraidon quite yet. But I was like, okay, you know, I've seen Arcanine with them, but why not? And then, lo and behold, we got a headlong rush, and we stay alive. We're still in there, baby, making the dream happen. And there goes some more residual burn damage. My Tailwind burns out. Their Tailwind is out. Bum, bum, bum. So I'm thinking about going for the Roost here. And again, it's a bit of a risky play because I don't know who's gonna go when, but you know, I figured why not. And I believe here I'm going to Terra Fairy, go for the Dragon Claw on the Miraidon, even though again I'm burnt. My attack is at 50% minus. So again, I'm here shooting for the stars, working with what I got. And there goes that. I like the little heart on his head, I really do. it adds a bit of zest to to that. But oh, here we go. Yep, there he goes. He killed me with the Volt Switch, and I remember I was very sad. I remember seeing this, and I was like, oh man, no. Who is he gonna bring out? Is it gonna be? And then it hit me. Hey, wait a minute. He has Miraidon. He's not doing the Donzo. Oh, okay. All right. So then if I don't have to worry about that anymore, then in comes the boy. And I'm talking about Murkrow. So that way I can get a little speed control back into the mix here. And God, I love having the rough skin. I want to say that damage overall helped a lot. The helmet and the rough skin. Let's see. Yeah. See, I was like, no. I got the Tailwind. That's when I finally hit me. Wait, he was using Miraidon. Okay. We got this. It's not the Dunzo. We can still do this. So we go for the Tailwind, and here again, I kept trying. I was like, let me see. Nope. And yeah, we're going for the Dragon Claw, but I'm still, again, at the same time, I'm still scouting. I'm like, what is his Terra gonna be? Because again, that's a terrifying thing to think of at that moment, that point in time, because you have no idea. Maybe he ends up doing, and that's why I have Fairy on my Garchomp. I love having the Dragon vs Dragon match. You both do your Dragon moves, but I become a Fairy and your move doesn't work on me. So I kept waiting. I'm like, what is going on here? What is gonna happen? So wait for that, and yeah. You know, I call my Murkrow burb memes. It's one of my favorite things to watch, burb memes. And yeah, he was just as quick. It was just like a YouTube short. He was there for a little less than 50 seconds, in and out. And now it's down to the last two heavy hitters. Now it's what I would call a 2v3. And you gotta remember, it's Miraidon in the back. But luckily for us, Great Tusk has compounded quite a bit of defensive drops, both special and attack defense. So, you know, again, here we go for the gold. I go for another. I believe it's another Dragon Claw. And I think that's part of the funny things. It's how long it takes to communicate. I mean, I know the guy's thinking about his turn, but you know, we're both we're both thinking. But yeah. So here I decided to go for the gold and keep potentially scouting, even though I'm down. I know I said I had a defeatist attitude. I'm like, you know what? We're already here. You know, why not see what else we can learn? And if I recall, I believe it was, oh yeah, it was poison. And I was like, wait, what? Okay. Alright, like, I like it. It's a bit different. I could see how you would want to use that for fairies. Now he surprised me here. Great Tusk surprised me with that protect because I hadn't seen a protect on Great Tusk up until this point. So I was like, ah, he finally got me. He finally got me back 1-for-1 with the with the protect and the bull-like mentality. I don't know why I didn't go for the... Well, again, I was assuming when I hit Make It Rain, I was assuming it was going to knock out the Baxcalibur when it was ice. But it seems like I knocked out anyway. So again, I don't know if you'd call that lucky, but I do feel like I got very lucky on that. I don't know Baxcalibur's defensive qualities, especially in terms of self-defense. But it seems like my poor Garchomp has been roasting alive this whole time. All that burn damage. All that burn damage, baby. And I remember thinking to myself, when does this terrain end? My god, please. Please, terrain. Terrain, go away, terrain. Please. Please, terrain. Could you go away? So, we most definitely still have the Tailwind. And luckily for me, he has no Terra anymore. So I don't have to worry so much about him doing... Because again, I've had it in a few ranked games. Well, not ranked games, but casual games, where the Miraidon is usually the one that goes fairy, and you know, it ends up being a double slap and nothing happens. So here I am looking for the next best answer, and I can't Earthquake because I got Golden Go. So figured why not? We go with the single target, and to me that's not bad for 50% off. And don't worry, Golden Go has the he covers the spread. The 50% off sale, Golden Go was able to chip in with a few coins. And down goes Great Tusk, obviously, because he was already 2 special defenses down. And we turned that 2v3 into a 2v1. And here, I was very happy to see that. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We might be able to do this. we might be able to do this, Gooby. We got this. And that was the happy moment right there when the terrain went away. Not that it was relatively doing too much at this point, but I was like, oh my god, the dream is alive. And I still have the Tailwind, so again, I'm just shooting for the stars, hoping something comes through. I hope I outspeed, and at least here I did. Here I outsped, but again, it has to be the Gholdengo as well. Even then, well, again, Snarl wouldn't have touched me, so it couldn't have been the rough skin. But here we go. We hit him with the Shadow Ball. It was enough to do a bit, and the guy rage quit. Rage quits are always funny. I can understand why. But yeah, that was pretty much my match, and like I said, it was a rough one. Especially I feel like given my team comp is just so weird, and this guy brought a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of meta hitters. And you know, I hope you enjoyed the game. You know, thank everybody for watching, and hope to see you real soon. And enjoy the Paldea Prologue if you have the chance. It's been a blast. It teaches you a lot about your team. Take care.